Let me tell you about a seller in Bridgewater who almost lost $40,000 at the closing table. Not because the deal fell through, not because of an inspection problem, because her agent never told her about a law that changed in July of last year. And the tax that was supposed to be the buyer's problem was suddenly hers. Nobody mentioned it until the title company ran the numbers 3 days before closing. That story is real, and it's one of 7 law changes, 5 required by this video's title, plus 2 bonus laws that went into effect between 2024 and 2026, and that are actively affecting homeowners in Somerset, Middlesex, and Hunterdon County right now. Some hit your wallet at closing, some change what you're legally required to say when you sell, and one of them may have quietly shifted power away from your HOA board. By the end of this video, you'll know all of them. Hey, I'm Jan Michael with the JMR team at Real Broker. This channel is your go-to guide for everything happening in Central Jersey real estate. The information your agent, your attorney, and your HOA board probably haven't gotten around to telling you yet. Today, we're walking you through 7 verified sourced law changes with real dollar amounts, real deadlines, and real consequences if you miss them. I'm going to give you the context behind each one, not just the headline, because understanding why these laws exist is what helps you actually use them. If you find this useful, please subscribe. We put out new Central Jersey content every week. Let's get into it. Law number 1, the mansion tax got flipped. Sellers now pay, and it's tiered. For over 20 years, New Jersey had a simple rule. If you bought a home for more than $1 million, you, the buyer, paid a 1% supplemental fee at closing. It was called the mansion tax. It was baked into every offer and closing budget, and everybody knew it was coming. As of July 10th, 2025, that rule is gone. Under New Jersey's fiscal year 2026 budget, the state eliminated the buyer paid fee and replaced it with a seller paid graduated percent fee. Homes selling between 1 and 2 million, sellers owe 1%. 2 to 2.5 million, 2%. 2.5 million to 3 million, 2.5%. 3 to 3.5 million, 3%. Over 3.5 million, 3.5% of the entire sale price. Here's the painful part, and this is what happened in Bridgewater. The fee applies to the entire sale price once you cross a threshold. A seller closing at $2 million owes $40,000. Closing at $1.99 million, roughly $20,000. A $20,000 difference from a $10,000 price change. If your agent doesn't know that cliff exists, you could price your listing straight into it. Pricing strategy in 2026 has to account for this explicitly. Law number 2, flood disclosure is now mandatory for every seller and landlord. If you've lived in Central Jersey for any length of time, you know flooding is not a hypothetical. Parts of Brook, Manville, and Somerville have flooded repeatedly over the past 2 decades. The Raritan River does not ask for permission, and for years, the disclosure requirements around flood risk were inconsistent and easy to sidestep. That changed on March 20th, 2024, when PL 2023 C.93 went into effect. With enhanced compliance guidance published as recently as April 2026, the law requires every seller and landlord in New Jersey to disclose in writing before a contract is signed whether the property is in a FEMA flood hazard area, whether it has had prior water intrusion or flood damage, and whether any flood insurance claims have ever been filed. Residential and commercial transactions, no carve-outs. If a seller skips the disclosure, the buyer can walk away at any point before closing. No forfeited deposit, no penalty. And sellers face potential treble damages under the Consumer Fraud Act. If you're listing anywhere near a river, a tributary, or a low-lying area in this region, flood disclosure is no longer a checkbox. It's a legal obligation with real exposure. Law number 3, Anchor, Stay New Jersey, and Senior Freeze are now one application. This one's a win. New Jersey had 3 separate property tax relief programs: Anchor, the Senior Freeze, and the newer Stay New Jersey credit. And applying for each meant tracking down different forms, different deadlines, and different agencies. A lot of eligible homeowners missed money simply because the process was too fragmented. The state fixed that. Starting with the 2025 benefit year, all 3 programs are combined into a single application, PAS-1. One form, 3 programs for qualifying senior homeowners, age 65 and up, household income under 500,000. The stay New Jersey credit alone is worth up to $6,500 against your 2025 property taxes, stacked on top of the standard anchor benefit of at least $1,000. The deadline to apply is November 2nd, 2026. If you're under 65, most eligible homeowners will receive an auto-filled confirmation letter in August 2026, but seniors and Social Security or railroad retirement disability recipients must file the PAS-1 manually. It will not be submitted on your behalf. If you have a parent, a grandparent, or neighbor who qualifies, share this video. That November deadline is real and non-negotiable. Thinking about relocating to New Jersey? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is, this guide's 100% free. That's right. You heard me right. 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Law number 4, contractor licensing, real standards, and real stakes. If you've ever hired a contractor who took a deposit and disappeared, did shoddy work, or left the job half finished, you know exactly how limited your options used to be. New Jersey enacted the Home Improvement and Home Elevation Contractor Licensing Act on January 8th, 2024. Created a new state board of home improvement contractors with minimum standards. New applicants must complete a formal apprenticeship or 2 years of supervised experience, pass a licensing exam, and carry a tiered compliance bond. $10,000 for smaller contractors, $25,000 for midsize, and $50,000 for anyone doing single contracts over $120,000 or more than $750,000 in annual volume. To cover consumer claims, bond requirements became mandatory starting April 1st, 2025. The homeowner angle. If you hire a contractor who isn't properly registered and bonded and something goes wrong, you may forfeit your strongest protections under the New Jersey Consumer Fraud Act, including the ability to claim treble damages. Before you sign any contract for renovation or storm damage repair, spend 30 seconds searching the contractor on the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs website. Free, takes a minute, could save you a 6-figure dispute. Law number 5, HOAs that missed the April 2026 solar deadline lost their leverage. This is the law that gets the most surprise reaction. Most homeowners assume their HOA has broad authority over the exterior of their home, and in many cases that's true. But solar panels have been a legal carve-out in New Jersey for years, and it just got stronger. Under New Jersey's Solar Rights Act, every HOA and condo association in the state was required to adopt a written policy on members' solar rights by April 1st, 2026. Any association that missed that deadline has lost significant authority to regulate solar installations going forward. Based on what we're hearing from homeowners across Somerset County, a lot of boards missed it. Even HOAs with a compliant policy can only govern aesthetics, panel placement, color coordination, and cannot ban solar outright or impose restrictions that raise your installation costs by more than 10%. If your HOA has been sending warning letters or threatening fines over solar, pull that April 2026 deadline. The legal ground they're standing on may be a lot shakier than they think. Bonus law number 6. Full disclosure now covers every seller, no more loopholes. Buying a bank-owned New Jersey used to mean accepting a different standard of transparency. Institutional sellers were often exempt from the standard property condition disclosure statement. You could tour a home with a history of basement flooding or structural issues and receive essentially no written disclosure. You were buying in the dark, and the law allowed it. That ended August 1st, 2024. Under the Real Estate Consumer Protection Enhancement Act, every seller of residential real property in New Jersey, banks, estates, investors, everyone must provide a fully completed and signed property condition disclosure statement before the buyer becomes contractually bound. Failure to provide it gives buyers the right to rescind, and sellers face potential treble damages under the Consumer Fraud Act. If you're buying a bank-owned or estate property in Central Jersey, you are now entitled to the same disclosure protections as any other buyer. If your agent tells you disclosure doesn't apply to that particular sale, that's wrong, and you should get clarification in writing before you proceed. Hey guys, it's Jan. As much as I love making these videos, there's one thing I love more, and that's helping families and people from all over the US make the move here to New Jersey. I've helped countless families make the move. So whether you're coming out next week or next month or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description.
in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to New Jersey.
Bonus law number 7, lead paint standards just got 50% stricter. Somerset County has a lot of older housing stock. Somerville, Brook, Raritan, Manville. Beautiful older homes, many built before 1978 when the federal government banned lead-based paint in residential construction. If you own, rent out, or are buying one of these homes, a federal standard change took effect this year that you need to know about. The EPA finalized new lead dust clearance standards effective January 12, 2026. The allowable lead dust level on floors dropped from 10 micrograms per square foot to 50% stricter. New Jersey's DCA Lead Safe Certificate Program under PL 2021 C.182 already requires pre-1978 rental properties to be inspected at turnover or every 3 years, with certifications provided to buyers at closing. New Jersey has until January 11, 2027 to formally adopt stricter EPA thresholds into its enforcement framework. If you're a landlord with pre-1978 units or planning to sell one of these homes in the next year, get your lead inspection done now before the 2027 standard takes effect and demand for certified inspectors spikes. A failed clearance test that delays a closing is a painful and avoidable problem. 7 laws, and what they all point to is the same shift. New Jersey is building a real estate environment where more disclosure is required, more financial responsibility falls on sellers, and more legal protection extends to buyers and current homeowners. That's not a bad thing. It's a more honest market, but it only helps you if you know the rules. The graduated mansion tax means sellers above $1 million need to price with this fee in mind today, not at the closing table. The flood disclosure law holds sellers accountable for what they know about the property's history. The PAS-1 puts real money back in senior homeowners' pockets, but only if they file before November 2nd. The contractor licensing law gives you a free tool to vet anyone who touches your home. The solar policy deadline may have shifted authority back to homeowners in HOA communities. Full disclosure now covers every transaction, and lead paint compliance has a hard 2027 deadline that rewards the homeowners who move first. Pick one. Act on it this week. If you got something useful out of this, drop a comment below with a law that surprised you most. I read every single one, and it helps me understand what the Central Jersey community actually needs to hear. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing anywhere in Somerset, Middlesex, or Hunterdon County, my contact information is in the description. Whether you're 6 months out or 6 days out, we'd love to help you navigate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the next video where we're breaking down what relocating to Central Jersey actually looks like in 2026, the neighborhoods, the commute math, and what your budget really gets you here. Link is right there. I'll see you on the next one.